Welcome to part two. Now that you have your TDEE, we are going to turn that number into a daily calorie target that will give you the results that you're looking for. All right. So if you don't have your TDEE, don't worry about it. You can calculate it in this video as well. And just to recap, it's just the estimated calories to maintain your current weight based off your life today. Okay, so an example would be, let's say your body needs 2,500 calories to do its thing, the various things that it does throughout the day. Let's also assume you consume 2,500 calories from food. So your input is 2,500 calories. Your body utilizes 2,500 calories. So, it nets out. Essentially, your weight should stay the same. That is in essence what TDEE is. What we're going to do is we're going to figure out how far under that number you need to eat in order to lose weight and to get to your goal efficiently. Okay. And the beauty of using AI for this is that it's going to be custom tailored to your situation. It won't be some generic article you're reading online. So it's really powerful. Previously, you would have to pay a nutritionist or a fitness consultant hundreds of dollars to figure this kind of stuff out. So really incredible stuff. In the next video, we're going to split that into proteins, carbs, and fat. But that's for another video. Today, let's focus on your daily calorie target. So I updated the prompt from video one to include the calculation for daily calorie target or your daily deficit. You'll find it in the description section, so just scroll down and you'll find two links there. The first one will take you to a Google document that has the instructions already typed out. All you need to do is copy paste this into an empty chat session and you're pretty much good to go to find out your numbers. Now, if you don't want to copy paste, you can click on the second link and that will take you to a custom GPT that already has the instructions set up on the back end. So you pretty much just start typing or you click on one of these and you figure out your numbers. So I want to go over my example so you know what to expect when you're using the prompt or the custom GPT. So we start out by calculating the TDEE. It asks for some information about you, and using that information, it calculates your TDEE. For me, that number was 2,730 calories. Again, all that means is if I eat 2,730 calories for about 2 weeks, and keep my routine the same, my weight should hold steady at 205 pounds. That's all that means. Okay. But since I'm trying to lose weight, it asks me if I want to set my weekly loss rate and my daily calories. I say yes. And then I am presented with a table with three options. Okay. A recommended approach, which also happens to be the most balanced, a slower option, and a faster option. Okay, now these numbers that you see on the table here for me are going to be different for you. Okay, your numbers are going to be, tailored to you. And that's why it's so powerful, right? So for me, my TDEE is 2730 calories. So if I were to go with the recommended approach, that means if I wanted to lose a pound a week, I can eat 2,220 calories, which would be an 18 to 19% deficit compared to my TDEE. Okay. But maybe the recommended is still too aggressive for me. And maybe I want to have an extra protein shake or something throughout the day. So if I wanted to have an extra 100 calories, in my case, if I wanted to have 2,320 calories, then I can expect to lose about 0.8 pounds per week. Okay. That's about a 15% deficit compared to my starting number. Okay. Now there's also a faster approach, and I know a lot of you probably were looking at that right off the bat. And really, this is only recommended for short sprints. Okay, couple of weeks at a time, because the larger your deficit, the more drained you're going to feel from energy wise. So, and this one's capped at 25%. Anything over 25 is really not recommended unless you're like a pro athlete in a training camp or something. But even the 25 is pretty challenging. So you want to pick something that's, that suits your lifestyle and something that is going to be sustainable in the long run. Okay. So I went ahead with recommended, and really all I did was just summarize that information. Okay, so eat 2,220 calories, weekly loss target about 1 pound per week. Now I can even ask it, if I were to go with the recommended approach, when can I expect to get to my goal of 180 pounds? And it tells me that I can expect to get there around March 20th, 2026. So yeah, pretty powerful stuff. Pick a plan, run with it for 14 days, log your food to the best of your ability, keep your usual steps and workouts, but weigh yourself every morning on an empty stomach. And what we're going to do is we're going to track your 7-day average for week 1 and week 2. Okay. After 2 weeks, we're going to check your progress. So if you lost less than you planned, then your true TDE may be a little bit lower. So we're going to nudge down the calories 5 to 10%. And if you're dropping weight too fast and you feel like your energy is too poor, if that's the case, then we'll nudge up slightly. So we're going to make these small adjustments, and over time, you're going to get to the sweet spot. Okay. So now that you have your daily calories, in part 3, we're going to turn those into macros. And what that means is we're going to figure out from your daily calories, what portion should come from protein, what should come from carbs, and what should come from fat. Okay. So subscribe and stay tuned for the next episode.